All right, we got this Trek rail and we're about to upgrade the brakes. Shimano SLX with 203 millimeter rotors, and we're gonna upgrade to 223 Galfer. We're also gonna switch the brake pads to an EMTB specific compound. This bike needs it, you know. E-bikes definitely need the bigger rotors, more stopping power. The faster you can stop, the faster you can go. That's my theory. All right, we got a box of goodies. For the rear, we have a plus 43 millimeter caliper adapter for oversized discs. So we're going from a 180 to 223. All right, then we have our Galfer disc wave brake rotors, 223 pair of them, for the front and rear. Then we have our brake pads right here. Also for the front and rear, Galfer e-bikes specific G1652 purple. And I highly recommend you swap out the pads as you swap out the new rotors. I'm going to put this on a time lapse and we're going to get started. Big difference in size. All right, we've got the adapter on there, plus 43 from a 180 to a 223. And let's swap the pads while we have this mounted. All right, here's a little look-see at those Galfer new pads in purple. There we go. They look to be like metallic mixed hybrid. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they are EMTB specific, and we're gonna give them a try. All right, just because we're throwing in new pads, I got a pad spreader right here. I'm gonna spread those pads out. Sorry, spread that caliper out. So those new pads, because they have more meat than the previous pads, I'm gonna spread them out, make room for the fresh pads. Right there it is, the rear. Finally done. A little bit of rubbing. Fresh brake pads. They still need to be broken in. All right, let's move on to the front. All right, okay, because we're going from a 203 mount, which is stock on the Domain, we have to go up 20 millimeters. So I have this brake adapter right here. That's a plus 20 millimeters. And we're gonna have to put that in between the brake caliper and the stock mount to fit those 223 millimeter rotors on. All right, so I got the adapter in there, plus 20 millimeters. Leave it loose, I'm gonna pull these old pads out. Like I said, leave everything loose. So when you put the new rotor inside here, spread these calipers apart, everything fits, has a little bit of play, then you do your final adjustments. Let's take those pads out and replace them with the new pads. All right, so we're gonna spread those calipers apart. Make sure there's plenty of room in there for that fresh new meat of those new pads, those purple pads. So I'm just spreading these apart as far as I can get them. And there is a special tool for this. This is just a little putty knife that I have. It works great. Okay, calipers spread apart. Time for the new pads to go in. All right, there's the front with the 223mm rotor, Galfer on it. Got the purple pads inside there. Big dog. And same at the rear. Big brake upgrade. Plus 43 in the rear because the stock post mount is 180. And up here, I have the domain fork on here, which has a 203mm post. So I went plus 20 with that adapter right there to get the 223s on the front. So now all I got to do is take it for a ride and break it in. All right, so you might or you might not be wondering what I'm going to do with these Icetech 203mm rotors. They're still good. This is the rear, you can tell. It's been heated up, but it still has tons of material on it. This one is pretty much brand new. And these rotors are not cheap, and they're gonna be going on my Downduro. And I have these Buckalos, or whatever you wanna call them, some cheap Amazon rotors on here. And not too fond of them. I do have the Saint calipers on here, front and rear. So I got some hardware to mount those new ones in purple, which is gonna complement this purple chainring up front. So yeah, those Icetech rotors are not going to waste. I'm going to upgrade the Downduro bike. All right, so there she is. Took her for a ride. Just gotta get those, put some marks on these rotors real quick. All right, day 2. All right, so basically what I'm doing, I'm getting rid of these Buckalos, these Amazon rotors, and I'm gonna put on the Icetech rotors. I wanna keep everything Shimano. So these came off the Trek rail. They're going on the Downduro. And these are also 203s. So simple swap. Going with some purple goodies just for a little bit of bling. There we go. All right, let's move on to the front wheel. Same thing. Getting rid of this Buckalos Amazon rotor, and we're gonna put on a Shimano Icetech rotor. All right, got my isopropyl alcohol. I'm just gonna clean it up really quick. Clean lint-free rag. Just wipe it down. Then I'll let it air dry. Get all that grease or if any kind of contamination got on there. All right, real quick while I have it in front of me, here's the Buckalos. These Amazon rotors. They're all right, they're not bad. So I'm gonna measure the thickness of the rotor itself, see what we got here. It's like 1.7 millimeters wide on the thickness. Let's check out these ice decks. A little bit thicker, 1.8. Pretty damn close. This one's actually feel a little bit lighter, but yeah. I'm gonna go on with Shimano just because I want to keep everything Shimano on my bike. These did the job fine, but they were a little bit noisy. Let's see if these make any difference. All right, there we go. Got that bling on there. Cool. Let's throw it back on the front. Get a little bit of adjustment on the caliper. No rubbing at all. Beautiful. All right, so I swapped these out to 223s, Galfers, on my truck rail, front and rear, and the Ice Tech rotors I took off, got to go on my Downduro. So everything on here is Shimano. We got Saint brakes, Ice Tech rotors. Threw a little bit of bling on there, but all in all, nice swap, nice and easy. Now I just got to go take these bad boys out and ride them.